Hello everyone, welcome back to Reading with Reese. I've got some Jack Reacher for us here today. I'm recording off my computer, so it's a little different. The audio might not be the best, so sorry about that. If it's really bad, you have to let me know, and I'll know for future to wear my headphones. But for now, we'll just try with this and see how it goes. Right, we're on page 345, so we will just carry off from there. "So how can I help you?" the doctor said. "Anything wrong with it?" she asked. The doctor looked at the file, turned a page. "Guy hangs himself. There's always something wrong with it," he said. "Anything specially wrong with it?" I said. The doctor swung his tired gaze over from Roscoe to me. "Suspicious?" he said. He was nearly smiling the same little smile he'd used on Tuesday. "Was there anything suspicious about it?" I asked him. He shook his head. "No," he said. "Suicide by hanging. Open and shut. He was on a kitchen stool in his garage, made himself a noose, jumped off the stool. Everything was consistent. We got the background story from the local people up there. I couldn't see a problem." "What was the background story?" Roscoe asked him. He swung his gaze back to her, glanced through the file. "He was depressed," he said. "Had been for a while. The night it happened, he was out drinking with his chief, who was the Morrison guy we just had in here, and the town mayor up there, some guy called Teal. The three of them were drowning their sorrows over some case Gray had screwed up on. He got falling down drunk, and they had to help him home. They got him into his house and left him there. He must have felt bad. He made it to the garage and hung himself." "That was the story?" Roscoe said. "Morrison signed a statement," the doctor said. "He was real upset. Felt he should have done more, stayed with him or something." "Did it sound right to you?" she asked him. "I didn't know Gray at all," he said. "This facility deals with a dozen police departments. I've never seen anybody from Margrave before then. Quiet sort of a place, right? At least it used to be. But what happened with this guy is consistent with what usually happens. Drinking sets people off." "Any physical evidence?" I asked him. The doctor looked back in the file, looked over at me. "Corpse stank of whiskey," he said. "Some fresh bruising on the upper and lower arms, consistent with him being walked home by two men while inebriated. I couldn't see a problem." "Did you do a post-mortem?" Roscoe asked him. The doctor shook his head. "No need," he said. "It was open and shut. We were very busy. Like I say, we have more to worry about here than suicides over in Margrave. February, we had cases all over the place, up to our eyes. Your Chief Morrison asked for minimum fuss. I think he sent us a note, said it was kind of sensitive. Didn't want Gray's family to know that the old guy had been blind drunk. Wanted to preserve some kind of dignity. It was okay with me. I couldn't see a problem, and we were very busy. So I released the body for cremation right away." Roscoe and I sat looking at each other. The doctor stepped back to the cabinet and put the file away, closed the drawer with a screech. "Okay, folks," he said. If you'll excuse me, I've got things to do." We nodded and thanked him for his time. Then we shuffled out of the cramped office, got back out into the warm, full sunshine, stood around blinking. We didn't speak. Roscoe was too upset. She just heard about her old friend getting murdered. "I'm sorry," I said. "A bullshit story from beginning to end," she said. He hadn't just screwed up on a case. He never screwed up on any case. He wasn't especially depressed, and he didn't drink, never touched a drop, so he certainly wasn't falling down drunk, and he would never socialise with Morrison or the damn mayor. He just wouldn't. He didn't like them. Never in a million years would he spend a social evening with them. And he had no family, so all of that stuff about his family and sensitivity and dignity is total bullshit. They killed him and bullshitted the coroner, so he wouldn't look too closely. I sat there in the car and let the rage pour out of her. Then she was quiet and still. She was figuring out how they'd done it. "Do you think it was Morrison and Teal?" she asked me. "And somebody else," I said. "There were 3 guys involved. I figure the 3 of them went around to his place and knocked on the door. Gray opened up and Till pulled a shotgun. Morrison and the third guy grabbed him and held him by the arms. That explains the bruising. Till maybe poured a bottle of whiskey down his throat, or at least splashed it all over his clothes. They hustled him off to the garage and strung him up. Roscoe started the car and eased it out of the hospital lot. She drove slowly over the speed bumps. Then she swung the wheel and blasted up the road through the countryside toward Margrave. "They killed him," she said. Just a simple statement, like they killed Joe. "I think I know how you must be feeling." I nodded. "They'll pay for it," I said, "for both of them." "You bet your ass," she said. We fell silent, sped north for a while, then merged with the country road. A straight 12 miles up to Margrave. "Poor old Gray," she said. "I can't believe it. He was so smart, so cautious." "Not smart enough," I said, "or cautious enough. We've got to remember that. You know the rules, right? Don't be on your own. If you see somebody coming, run like hell or shoot the bastard. Stick with Finley if you can, okay?" She was concentrating on driving. She was doing a hell of a speed up the straight road, thinking about Finley. "Finley," she repeated. "You know what I can't figure?" "What?" I said. "There's two of them, right?" she said. "Till and Morrison. They run the town for Kleiner. They run the police department. Between them, they run everything. Their chief of detectives is Gray, an old guy, a wise head, smart and stubborn. He's been there for 25 years, since well before any of this shit started up. They inherited him, and they can't get rid of him. So sure enough, one day their smart and stubborn detective sniffs them out. He's found out about something that's going on, and they find out that he's found out. So they put him out of the way. They murder him to keep it all safe. Then, what do they do next?" "Go on," I said. "They hire in a replacement," she said. "Finley, down from Boston. A guy who's even smarter and even more stubborn than Gray was. Why the hell would they do that? If Gray was... Okay, that's fine. If Gray was a danger to them, then Finley would be twice as dangerous. So why did they do that? Why did they hire somebody even smarter than the last guy?" "That's easy," I said. "They thought Finley was really dumb." "Dumb?" she said. "How the hell could they think that?" So I told her the story Finley had told me on Monday over donuts at the convenience store counter, about his divorce, about his mental state at the time. What had he said? He was a basket case, an idiot, couldn't string two words together. Chief Morrison and Mayor Till interviewed him, I told her. He thought it was the worst job application in history. He thought he had come across it as an idiot. He was totally amazed they gave him the job. Now I understand why they did. They really were looking for an idiot. Roscoe laughed. That made me feel better. "God," she said, "that's ironic. They must have sat down and planned it out. Gray was a problem, they said. Better replace him with a fool, they said. Better pick the worst candidate who applies, they said." "Right," I said. And they did. They picked a shell-shocked idiot from Boston, but by the time he turns up to start work, he's calmed down and turned back into the cool and intelligent guy he always was. She smiled about that for 2 miles. Then we crested a slight rise and began the long sweep down into Margrave. We were tensed up. It was like entering the battle zone. We'd been out of it for a while. Sweeping back into it didn't feel good. Alright, we will end it there. Page 350. I hope the audio wasn't too bad. I'm very sorry if it was. I will add my microphone next time. I'll connect on the back, add my microphone. That's a spot there before you say anything. But yeah, that is day 66 of Jack Reacher. I hope you have all enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow for more.